Hi everyone, welcome to Silver Crow Tarot. I'm Lindsay. Thanks for stopping by. Today I wanted to come on and just do, let's say I just wanted to torture myself just a little bit and do the only one deck tag, which is a VR to J at Iridescent Tarot. Wow, only one deck. I thought it was bad enough, doing only 10 or only 5. But this one, honestly, I think was less excruciating than having to pick 5 or 10 decks. One deck immediately popped into my mind, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and then I thought about it some more, and then I sort of pushed it aside and started pulling out different decks. I maybe spent, honestly, about half an hour doing that just to see which ones that I could live with probably for the rest of my life, or only one that I can live with for the rest of my life. And I circled right back around to that one that immediately popped into my mind. And I think that there was a reason. And so I'm going with it. I'm just going to go with it, And that deck is the Intuitive Night Goddess. I adore this deck. Adore it. Adore it. Adore it. It has been with me through a lot. It just has. I guess the reason it popped right into my mind immediately is because I have used this deck for moon readings, for planetary readings, for elemental readings, for ancestral readings. I've used it to connect and channel with my spirit tribe. I call them tribe. They're okay with it. I connect with them. I've used it for messages from my higher self, messages from the deep depths of my subconscious, and always get the perfect answer. I've used this deck to connect with whatever deity I'm working with at the moment. And I think she's just an all-rounder. You all know that if you've been on my channel a little bit, you know how much I love animal decks. And this deck has a lot of animals in it. So that's probably the reason why I didn't go with the animal deck that I was thinking of, because this one, to me, is more versatile. And I've always thought, in the quite large collection of tarot and oracle decks that I have, that the Intuitive Night Goddess was my most versatile deck, because I can pick her up and use her for anything, any question I have, any spread I want to do. We've done shadow work together, and she's never failed me. She just hasn't. I love her to pieces. So, yeah, if I had to just spend my life with one deck, she sort of has it covered. I love the black and white play. I love the pops of color in here. I love the flora, the fauna, the plants, the cosmic sky. It gives me a very ethereal sort of feel, and it helps me feel like I'm connected to all. I'm connected to oneness, and I know I am, but this deck sort of brings that all in for me. I pick her up and I see the animals, and I love that night sky. I really do. It's a very soothing deck. She's not harsh to me in any way, but she's honest, and I like that. I want the honesty. I want, be truthful with me. Tell me what I need to know. And this deck does that wonderfully for me. So this is the deck. This is the one I chose, and I'm very happy with my decision. I think if, heaven forbid, there was a fire in here and I had to grab one deck and get out of here, I would grab her and go. These goddesses, all the animals to go with me. Yeah, I'm a happy person. I'm a happy person, and this is my deck of choice for only one deck. I also get to play around with the deck, or the Oracle deck, only one Oracle deck. This one, I will say, I spent a little more time on, because I have more Oracle decks than I actually have tarot decks. And I actually narrowed it down to two. One that and it could be one that, because I'm so in love with it at the moment, and have been since I purchased it this year. And the other one is one that's been in my collection here for a couple years now, but I use it a lot. A lot. So I had to think in terms of Intuitive Night Goddess, what is versatile, what is broad, what can I connect with, spiritually, elementally, on an earthly plane as well, and even liminally. And I chose the Herbal Astrology Oracle. This deck is another one that sort of has it all for me. I have used her to connect with, oh, that's pretty, ancient memory, with my ancestors, and I've gotten a lot of wonderful, I call them chats, with my ancestors and with my witch sisters. I apologize for the shadow, but it can't be helped. This is the second time I'm recording this. The first time I recorded it, I uploaded it to YouTube, and then when it finished uploading, I looked at it, and it was all gray. It was like it had a heartbeat. It was, the video played, it was beating like a heart, but it was, you could see my fingers, you couldn't see anything else. The rest of the screen was like a beating gray. It was bizarre. That's never happened to me before, so I'm hoping this goes along smoothly. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, this deck is another versatile deck. It's soft, it's pretty. It has plant and herbal medicine in it. It has planetary connections. It has astrology connections with it. It has liminal connections with it. I really appreciate the plant or the herb that is listed and the purpose, and I appreciate the history that this deck provides. And the guidebook, the guidebook I think is well written, and it gives me a lot of information. Does it go perfectly with the Intuitive Night Goddess? Well, maybe not perfectly, but I think they go well together. I'll just say that. Let's cut this in half. Make sure I don't get any boobage in here, or you know how ridiculous YouTube is at the moment with that. So anyway, I think the two of these would work well if this is all I had, because they cover a broad spectrum of things, and topics that I would want to inquire about, or topics I want to delve into, or whatever. I think these work just wonderfully. I love that cacao. I love both of these decks. Yeah, these are my decks. These are the ones I'd pick, and I will say, at this moment in time, with the decks that I currently own, these are the two decks that I would pick. But other decks come in and some decks go, but I know that these two will never leave my my desk. They sit on my desk all the time. They're here all the time. I can reach for them whenever I want. And a lot of times, you know, I don't have a specific question in mind. It's just, you know, what's going on today? What do I need to know today? And my spirit tribe that I connect with, that I channel through, they love these decks because they tell me exactly what I need to know. And it never fails. It really never fails. They always come through for me, and they come through well in these two decks. So these are my decks: Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot and the Herbal Astrology Oracle. So have you narrowed your decks down to just one each? If you have, let me know. I'd love to know which decks that you picked and why you picked them. And thanks again to Jay for this hashtag, this tag. It was pretty cool, and it also let me realize just how much I appreciate these two decks. I don't ever want to take anything I have or anything for granted, you know, and these are always here. They always work. They've always got my back, so to speak, and I don't ever want to take them for granted. And this tag helped me realize that, you know. I take them for who they are. I take them for what they provide me, and I love them. Patience in the moon. That's just so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, and hopefully this video uploads well. I hope you guys are having a wonderful October, and looking forward to a happy Halloween or so. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate your time. Until the next video, peace and love. Bye.